Hey guys, how are you doing? I am your friend Chetan Bhula and you are watching Bhula Moto. In this video, we will be discussing about the difference between the belt drive and chain drive. I have seen several people are modifying their bikes and using the belt drives in their bike instead of using a chain drive. So I think I should tell them what is belt drive and what is chain drive so that they can choose wisely which they have to choose, which they have to opt for their bike. So I would like to say that you should watch this video till the end because there is a lot of good stuff in this video. So please keep watching this video till the end. If you're new to the channel or didn't subscribe my channel yet, please subscribe it right now. You can share this video to your friends also. So let's start with the belt drive. Belt drive are basically used in the cruising vehicles. Like you might have seen it in many of the Harley Davidsons and several of the scooters that you might have also seen it there also. So why it is there inside it is because this have a smoother power transmission. There is some flexibility in the belt itself, so that's why it provides a smoother power transmission. Their small kind of jerks are well absorbed by this belt only, so that's why it has a smoother power transmission. On the other hand, it doesn't require any degreasing and cleaning because there is no need of lubrication in it, so that's why no greasing, then there is no need of degreasing also. And also its shape is such like that there is nothing which can enter inside it because it is wholly covered from the above, so that's why if something falls on it, it will just get away from it. It won't interrupt in the mechanism which it is doing, so that's why it doesn't require any cleaning also. Another thing, it is safer because whenever if somehow it breaks, it is not going to hit any other component, it is not going to destroy any other component, so that's why it is quite safer also. Its service limit is about 25,000 kilometers to 35,000 kilometers, so it is a huge range. You can travel it for a huge distance, so that's why these are more preferred in the cruising vehicle because whenever you are traveling for a longer distances, you most probably choose for go through a cruiser, so that's why cruiser usually opt this belt drive because they don't require service till larger distances. On the other hand, the main disadvantage is that it has a power loss of 9%, so that means that if you are giving some energy of some power of 100 kilowatt, and the power output that you will be getting will be about 91 kilowatt, so that's why there is a huge power loss in it. Now coming to the another disadvantage is that it is costly because if somehow it breaks, then it require a higher cost to buy a belt than that of a chain drive, so it is quite costlier than that of chain drive. It is costlier because belt is made such that it is not only a single rubber. The material is such like that it can handle huge amount of forces, so that's why it is quite costlier than that of the chain drive. Now coming to the chain drive, it is reliable and cheap. Reliable I'm saying because it has a higher strength than that of the belt drive. It can handle higher amount of torques, it can handle higher amount of power, so that's why it is reliable. And it is cheap also because it is just a material that they are using inside it. Now other thing is that they require degreasing and cleaning because for the lubrication you apply the grease, but when it is traveling through longer distances, most of the time that dust and that kind of mud gets stick to those that grease, and then after some time you need to degrease the chain again, so that's why it requires degreasing and cleaning also because there is requirement of the cover over the chain, but if there is no cover, then dust particle can easily get into the hose. There is gap between the chain, and if this does get into the gaps, then the efficiency will going to decrease, and it will interrupt in the mechanism of it, so that's why it requires cleaning also. The major disadvantage is that if somehow this breaks, then it is going to block the rear wheel. What happens when I was riding my bike once, somehow the chain breaks, and when the chain broke, what happened is it just get winded up over the sprocket, rear sprocket, and gets stuck into somewhere, and suddenly my rear wheel gets clogged. and when it gets locked, my bike gets skid, and I fallen down from that. So that's why I would say that it is quite dangerous. Luckily I was in on a normal road, not on the highways or some main road, so I was luckily saved. But if something like this happened to me on a highway or on a major roads, then I could get face the dangerous accidents at that moment of time. So that's why it is quite dangerous at that kind of at that kind of movements. But there are very rare chances that it breaks, because it is it is having quite higher strength. Now, yeah, there is a small range of degreasing and cleaning. After every 700 kilometer, you need to clean this and degrease this. That means whenever you are traveling more distance than that of the 700 kilometer, then you need to service it in the middle of your ride. So that's why it is quite it is again a disadvantage of this. Now if we talk about the advantage, is like it is having a power loss of just 3%. If you compare it with the belt drive, the it is in belt drive you have 6% more power loss. So in case if you are giving some power of 100 kilowatt, you will be getting out 97 kilowatt. There are always some losses that you have to agree to it, is that there will be some losses always inside it. The losses might be of the because of the moment of inertia, because of the friction and all that. There will be always some losses, but we should always opt for the least losses that we can have. So that's why chain drive are having lesser losses, and also it can deliver higher amount of torque. So that's why in most of the dirt bikes you can easily see these chain drives, because dirt bikes require higher amount of torque. So that's why these chain drive are only capable of doing this. Now coming to some other points are like the cost of maintenance is very low in case of belt drive, and it is very high in case of the chain drive, because after every certain amount of distance you have to service it. The cost of replacement is very high in case of belt drive, but it is medium in case of chain drive. And maintenance efforts that we require in the belt drive is nil almost, because you don't require to maintain it. And in case of the chain drive, you require a high amount of maintenance efforts. So this is how this is what all about chain drive and belt drive. I hope you got to learn something new in this video, or if you have learned something, so please let me know in the comment section below. Please share this video to your friends. If you like this video, you can hit the bell icon also. But I will always suggest that please subscribe to my channel, because I make 2 videos in a week. Every week I publish 2 videos, more of the technical part. So please keep watching my videos, keep watching, keep sharing, and keep supporting, guys. Thanks a lot.